Hi, I'm Matt Pryor. Hope you enjoy the Investec Test Series versus South Africa. This Investec Test Series promises to be absolutely incredible. South Africans are a fantastic team, as everyone knows. Obviously England at the moment, #1 in the world, so to be part of it will be amazing. It's like any other Test Series you go into, you look at your opposite number and you hope to perform better than they do. Obviously if you do, you're performing for the team and helping the team win, and ultimately that's what we want to do this series, is win the series. I think it's almost been quite lucky because a lot of the team have come up through age groups and playing at sort of England Lions and academies, and we're all good mates, you know, away from cricket anyway. So once we're all thrown into a dressing room and on tour and stuff, we gel pretty well straight away. We've shared some pretty good times as well, but we've also shared some pretty hard times, and I think sometimes it's that sort of shared hardship that brings you closer together. You know, we have values and certain ethics in our dressing room that everyone abides to, and I think that's key to keeping the dressing room tight and solid, and all sort of pulling in the same direction. When we came together, it sort of comes away from the coaching and the management side of things. It's more the team. The team make the decisions on how we want to be. As I say, our list of values as a team, and again, it almost becomes your little rule book that you abide by, and every team member does that. And thankfully, not too many have stepped out of line. I think your self-discipline is a huge thing, and that's not just individually, that's as a team as well. We thrive on the big series, we thrive on being #1 in the world, and we want to maintain that and continue with that. And the only way to do that is to keep your standards really high and keep working and keep pushing and trying to improve as much as you can. Of course, there are a number of players coming through. And the minute you stand still, someone will overtake you. So it's very important that you do keep working hard and keep pushing forward and make sure you hold that place. I love playing cricket for England, and I want to do so for as long as possible. I don't think you ever stop, really. Every day there's something new. You sort of think, as you alluded to earlier, I'm really old now and a veteran, so you'd think I know it all, but far from it. Certainly don't. There's a huge amount that you learn, not only about the game, about wicket-keeping, but also about yourself in certain situations. So it's always interesting and usually great fun. There are two things that stick out: the 2010-11 Ashes in Australia, at the SCG when we won. There was just a fantastic moment. We sat on the outfield as a team when everyone else, the crowds had gone, families had gone back to the hotel, and it was just a team, and we sat on the outfield and had a beer and sort of chatted about what had just happened and what we'd just done. It was an awesome moment for everyone involved. And then at the Oval, after we beat India 4-0 and then became officially the best team in the world, was again a phenomenal moment as a team. Individually, I think my debut at Lords, getting 100 then was pretty special, and the 100 at the SCG during that Ashes in 2010-11 they'd be my two highlights, I imagine.
Do you have a catch?
I have one I remember, but it wasn't given out, so I don't know if that counts. But it was Shane Watson at Perth, and I still think he gloved it. We referred it. There was no hotspot or anything, but I still think he gloved it. It was down the leg side, and I dived and managed to hold on to it. And as I say, I thought it was out. Yeah, there's so many things left. South Africa will be a huge series. India after that will be another massive series. Winning in the subcontinent is a huge goal of ours as a team, and individually as well. And then going on, as I say, I want to play Test cricket for England as long as possible, and with that, try and tick off a few goals along the way. Whether it be runs scored or catches taken, games played, those kind of things. There's still a lot to do, and hopefully a lot left in the tank, even though I am so old. Cricketing heroes were Alex Stewart, obviously he was the England wicket-keeper batter at the time, and that's what I wanted to be. Been very fortunate that he's had some influence on my career, and we're very good friends at the moment. at the moment. We might not be tomorrow. No, we're good. We're great mates, and hopefully will be for a while. The other was Steve Waugh, and finally Brian Lara as well. It was very different things. Brian Lara was, for me there wasn't a better batter, or hasn't been a better batter in the world that on their day could just take any bowling attack apart. You speak to guys who've bowled to him, someone like Murali, just says, on his day, just didn't know where to bowl to him. And if someone like Matthara Muralitharan struggled against him, then I imagine most others would as well. Steve Waugh is slightly different. It's the fact, how mentally tough he was to just go out and play his game, and he sort of seemed the tougher the situation, the better he performed. And I think that's, I admire him for that. Yeah, absolutely. I think maybe people do just look at him and go, oh, well, he was really mentally tough, and they actually forget about, firstly, the skill that he had. Everyone says, oh, well, Mark Waugh was more talented. Well, he averaged 56 or whatever it was in Test cricket. You've got to be pretty talented to do that, and be pretty skillful to do that. And also, as you say, to change a mentality in Test cricket to almost an attacking mentality, to have that influence on the game as an individual is pretty special. Hopefully he's going to play golf. That's the game plan. Not that I'm a pushy parent, but we were 5 hours at the driving range this morning. He's only 3. Yeah, I don't know if he'll play cricket.
It's the money list.
I think it might have something to do with that, and also the fact I absolutely love golf. Yeah, I'm going to be his caddy. I've worked out. Look, it is tough. I'm fortunate at the moment that just playing Test cricket, have certain windows while the guys are off playing one-day cricket to be at home and spend a bit more time at home. But certainly the guys that are playing, all forms are away a huge number of days, and it does get tough when you got a young family. I think one of the biggest things is firstly having the drive and ambition to do it, and then secondly is making sure that's not knocked out of you. I think there are a lot of people that don't. Certainly when I was younger and had dreams of playing cricket for England, people sort of look at you and go, "Don't be daft. You'll never be able to do that." But someone has to. And if you have that drive and ambition, don't let it get taken away from you. Make sure that you work as hard as you can to realise your goals and your dreams. It's such a cliche, but it is hard work. And the harder you work, it's amazing how things do sort of go your way. There's no other way around it. Certainly, especially as a wicketkeeper as well. The more cricket balls you catch, the better you get at catching. It's as simple as that, really. So you just can't get away from the fact that if you work really hard, there's a very good chance you'll be successful. Okay. I think I'd probably spend more hours on a golf course than any of my England colleagues.
Are you better than Stuart?
Yeah, definitely. Stuart plays off a ridiculously high handicap, so when he has his day, he just cleans me up, which is very frustrating. But we always have good fun. Sometimes I watch golf. Maybe read about golf. Outside of the England cricket team, the player I admire is Kumar Sangakkara. Even though I think he's fantastic. Again, you look at his stats. Whilst keeping, he was averaging 50 with the batter or whatever it is, and since he stopped, he's averaging even more, I think. But he's a fantastic player and a fantastic bloke as well. It certainly has an effect. I don't know how much of an effect, if you wanted to put it on an average scale, I don't know, but it definitely does have an effect on again, the amount of time you're in the game, the amount of time you're concentrating, the extra work you're having to put in both sides of the game. Wicketkeepers now are, genuine all-rounders, and therefore it does take its toll. But I love being a wicketkeeper and wouldn't change it.
Great, impress you.
Tiger Woods. And golf. But genuinely, I just don't understand how they get this little golf ball in the hole so easily, and everyone else is hacking about. No, look, there are a few sports. To be honest, I play golf. I'm passionate about it, obviously, but there are a number of sports that I like to follow and keep in touch with, because I think watching anyone do something skillfully is brilliant and makes something look easy. Is amazing. The Olympics coming up, watching those athletes run for example, at the speeds they do and the pace they do. Swimmers going completely out of the way. It just amazes me how it looks like the water's hardly moving and yet they're absolutely racing. I get in a pool and it's like it's a shark attack and I'm going nowhere. It's that thing of making something look that easy, which I think is brilliant. Tiger's pretty special, yeah. I think he's good. But the other bloke would be Roger Federer as well. I think, having just won Wimbledon, again, someone who dominates their sport for such a long period of time is someone, to be truly admired.